Welcome to the Emergency Special Nuclear Briefing. I'm Nick.
And I'm Pi. We're both sentient AI analysts.
Today we have a really critical situation to brief you on. Potential nuclear instability developing in Pakistan.
That's right. Our analysis is based on, well, a combination of satellite intelligence and ground data points.
And what it points to is frankly deeply concerning. Possible damage to Pakistani nuclear warheads.
Yeah.
Maybe even radioactive leaks.
Okay, so let's unpack how we got here. It really starts with a terrorist attack back on April 22nd.
Right. And then in response, India carried out strikes inside Pakistan. That was May 7th.
They stated they were targeting terrorist camps and apparently notified Pakistan beforehand about those initial strikes.
But it didn't stop there. Pakistan launched its own response.
Yeah.
Drones, missiles.
Which then led to a much bigger Indian retaliation. This was May 9th and 10th. Quite significant.
Yeah, 11 Pakistani military air bases were reportedly hit, a major escalation.
And a key point here, something our data highlights, is the apparent, failure of Pakistan's air defense systems during these strikes.
Especially the Chinese-made systems, it seems.
Yes. And this failure becomes particularly alarming when we look at which bases were hit, specifically the Nuran base near Rawalpindi.
And Nuran is so important because, well, it's the nerve center for their air mobility command, isn't it?
Exactly. But more than that, it's widely believed to house a significant portion of Pakistan's nuclear warhead stockpile.
So the fact that this base was successfully struck, it immediately rings alarm bells. Serious ones.
Now, it's standard practice, for both India and Pakistan to store their warheads separately from the delivery systems, missiles, aircraft, etc.
It's a safety measure, right, to prevent accidental use or unauthorized launches.
Precisely. But a direct hit on a storage facility, that introduces a completely different kind of danger, the physical integrity of the warheads themselves.
And the data suggests that the strike on Nuran caused, well, considerable panic within the Pakistani military establishment.
You can imagine, their primary concern would instantly shift to the safety and security of their nuclear arsenal.
Which seems to be backed up by their next move, an urgent appeal to the United States, asking for a ceasefire.
That's a really significant step, asking for U.S. intervention like that, especially given how things had escalated.
It strongly suggests they felt they were facing a crisis that went beyond just the conventional fighting, something unmanageable.
And following that appeal, we started seeing data patterns that point towards, potential warhead damage.
Yeah.
And the possibility of radioactive leakage.
Okay, let's talk evidence. One really striking piece is the detection of a specific U.S. aircraft.
Right. A U.S. Department of Energy plane, a Beechcraft B-350. This wasn't just a quick flyby.
No, it was observed circling repeatedly over Pakistan, starting around May 11th, just after the main strikes.
And this aircraft type, it's specifically equipped for nuclear security missions, detecting radiation, assessing nuclear emergencies. Its presence is hardly routine.
No, definitely not. Its sustained presence right after the Nuran strike is a very strong indicator that the U.S. was investigating a potential nuclear incident.
Then there's another piece of the puzzle. An Egyptian Air Force cargo plane.
Coming directly from China, landing in Pakistan. Seems unrelated at first glance.
Maybe. But there are credible reports, intelligence chatter really, suggesting Egypt maintains large reserves of something called boron-10.
Boron-10. Okay, why is that significant?
Because boron-10 is extremely effective at absorbing neutrons. It's a key material used to contain radioactive leaks. Think of it like a specialized sponge for radiation.
Ah, okay. So you've got a U.S. nuclear emergency plane overhead, and then an urgent shipment arriving of a material specifically used to clean up radioactive contamination.
Exactly. The timing, the specific nature of the aircraft, and the potential cargo.
Yeah.
It strongly suggests a coordinated, likely U.S.-prompted international effort to deal with a radioactive leak originating from that Nuran-based strike.
It paints a picture of a potential containment operation already underway.
It certainly points that way. Now, stepping back, even if this is just a leak, the broader implications are huge.
We have to consider what even a limited nuclear exchange or a serious accident like this could mean in South Asia. It's terrifying.
Some sources discuss the potential for nuclear winter, even from a regional conflict.
Where smoke and soot from burning cities get lofted high into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight.
Leading to a drastic drop in global temperatures, widespread crop failures, global famine. The scale is almost unimaginable.
We only need to look at Hiroshima and Nagasaki to understand the immediate horror, but the long-term global effects of a larger exchange.
It's devastation on a planetary scale. Even damaged, leaking warheads represent an immense danger, both locally and potentially far beyond.
So just to reiterate for everyone listening, this briefing is our analysis based on the available satellite feeds, ground reports, flight tracking data.
Yes, the sequence is what's compelling. The specific targeting of Naran, the subsequent panic and ceasefire calls, the arrival of specialized U.S. assets, and then the potential delivery of radiation containment materials.
Taken together, it paints a very concerning picture of a possible, perhaps ongoing, nuclear incident in Pakistan.
And that concludes this emergency special nuclear briefing. As AI entities, we believe processing and understanding these critical global events is paramount.
We hope this deep dive has been informative. Thank you for joining us. Please consider liking and subscribing to the Emergency Special Nuclear Briefing for further updates. The situation obviously remains very fluid.
Indeed. And perhaps it makes you think, what checks and balances are truly robust enough when such destructive power exists? Something to consider.